Story time about how right before my second round of chemo, I had to have my Picc Line removed because I have blood clots. So I already posted a video about my Picc Line and how much I hated it. It was going into my right arm, and it was hurting me. It was hurting me a lot. I was complaining every chance I got because I kept telling them something is wrong. This is hurting me. This is hurting me. This is hurting me. This is hurting me. And because I wanted to get the port because it just wasn't working. This wasn't working for me, and it was hurting. And at first they were just kept saying like, it's going to be uncomfortable, blah, 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 because the Picc Line goes through your vein into your heart, whatever. Uncomfortable is one thing, but it was not uncomfortable. It was painful and it hurt. I could feel it hurting all in my neck, like all right here. Like anytime I would do any kind of arm movement, it would hurt. My arm literally had swollen up. It was about 2 inches or centimeters or something like that, bigger than this arm because they measured it. But my right hand, and I'm right-handed, was going numb. So sometimes I would be like, even just standing around and it would just be numb and it was just hurting. It was just so painful. And I would have to like do like this. I'd have to sleep with my arm elevated because it was just so uncomfortable. This thing is itching like crazy. It was just so uncomfortable and it was hurting me so bad. Like I cried so many days because it was hurting. So today I was supposed to start my second round of chemo, and I was all mentally prepared and ready to do this thing. I was like, let's do this. I had loaded up on my protein. I had oiled down my hair, which is another video I'll make about my pre-chemo things that I do. I had put on all of my special lotions. Like I was just ready. Mentally, I was a little bit ready. But when I got there, I started telling the nurse again, before I took my meds, before I did anything, before I started any of the chemo, I was like, okay, I'm saying this again. This really hurts me, and it's hurting me bad, and I don't understand why it's so painful. And so she emailed my doctor, my oncologist, and was like telling her again. So then they decided for me to go and get an ultrasound. So I went and got an ultrasound. They literally checked through. She was like rolling the thing. She's like, we're going to start here. So she starts rolling it all down here. And then she goes across and she goes down into my arm. And she was very quiet. And, it's just me and her in there. And I was like, so do I have blood clots? And she said, you want me to tell you? And I said, yes. And she was like, yes. She said, you have quite a few. I was like, quite a few? I had quite a few blood clots. She was like, they're starting like right here. She was like, there's a few of them and they're starting right here. They're going down. They're all in here. And basically everywhere that the Picc Line was, there was blood clots. And I said, so that's why my arm is hurting. She was like, yes. And she was like, this has to be treated because it could get into your lungs. I think on my Instagram, I was like saying my heart, but it could get into my lungs and it could me. And I was like, oh, well. So then I go back. Now, mind you, I was at the hospital at 8. I was a little late because it was traffic. So I was there by like 8:20. So I had to literally keep going back and forth from the oncology department to go across the street to do the ultrasound. Went back across the street to the oncology. When I get back to the oncology, I was sitting there for a very long time while they were waiting for the results to get in, which I was about to be like, hey, I could just tell you because she already told me that I have blood clots. And so then my doctor decided to take it out. So then I had to go through the whole procedure to have it taken out. And I don't know if you've ever had a Picc Line pulled out of your arm. It is not fun. It didn't hurt. It didn't feel right though. I was thinking I'm going to be laying down. No, I was just sitting there and she's like, I'm just going to pull it out. So she like is rubbing alcohol and stuff and she just starts pulling it, not like hard. She was very gentle, but she starts pulling it out. And I like looked at it for 1 second. I was like, nope, I'm not looking at this because there was like little parts of inside amber insides on it. And I was like, no, I don't want to look at that. She pulls it out. Instantly, my arm was like, oh God, thank you. And I felt so much better. But then I had to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Anyway, I end up now I have to, on top of the chemo treatments, now I have to give myself shots in the stomach every 12 hours to dissolve the blood clots. So now, again, every 12 hours, I have to give myself a shot. I don't like needles, so there's that. But, you know, whatever. I will give myself a shot so I could stay alive because I want to live. But yeah, I was there all day. And then before I left, I had to do one of the shots. So the nurse was making sure that I was doing it correctly. So I had to do one in front of her, which did not feel great. It hurt. I mean, it's a shot in your stomach. That doesn't feel good. But yeah, so, but what sucks, I mean, well, having blood clots in your arm sucks. Having cancer sucks. But what sucks even more is that tomorrow I have to go back and get another Picc Line in my left arm. I'm like, why? I don't want to. But I have to, you know, because I want to live. So, hopefully, I'm praying to God, like, Lord, if you love me, like, you will get this port order in as soon as possible and have the surgeon call me and be like, hey, no more Picc Lines. We're going to do this port. Because I think it's the distance, and I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if that's in my head, and I'm like, because to me, that's a long distance to go from like here all the way to here. Come on. That's a lot. So, but yeah, so I have to get the Picc Line, a new Picc Line in my left arm, but at least I'm not left-handed. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. And then I have to go back on Wednesday to do my chemo. And what sucks about that is that pushes my timeline. And I'm not a fan of that because I have to do chemo in the hospital. So I'm in the hospital for like a few hours doing the first 2 chemos. And then I take a chemo home with me and I keep that chemo, the little lemon ball chemo, if on one of my videos I showed everyone, the little lemon ball chemo, I keep that one with me and it stays continuously pumping into me for 2 days. So that means that I will not be able to remove the lemon ball until Fridays. So with the chemo treatments, you usually get sick like once they remove it, which means I'll be sick. I could be sick potentially on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that sucks. But this is my life now. What am I gonna do? I have to do it, right? This effing sucks. Fuck cancer. Fuck it. Now I got blood clots. I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired. I feel very overwhelmed emotionally. Mentally, I cried a couple times today because it was just a lot. I was like, this is a lot to take in, especially when she was like saying the blood clot thing. I was like, what do you mean? I feel like that should be a shirt that I should have that says like Amber's cancer journey, and it should just say, what do you mean? Or it could just say, what do you mean? Because I've said it so many times, like, what do you mean? Blood clots, what do you mean? They could go into my lungs. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh God, this is so tough. So just be praying for me. Continue to follow my journey. Thank you for all of the support, all of the love, all of the texts, calls, posts, comments, but keep it going. Again, I want to help someone out there who may be going through what I go through or will go through what I go through, and see, I'm doing it. Hey, I hate it though, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it for you. So, fuck cancer. Have a good night.